事实证明，美国才是国际秩序的最大烂源，全球治理进程的最大绊脚石，地区和平稳定的最大挑战。对美方双标来说，规则秩序是霸权话术，合着用，不合则弃，用来管别人，从不管自己，一贯是唯我独尊，我行我素。从阿富汗到伊拉克，从乌克兰到加沙，都是美方利己双标制造的危机冲突。
The U.S. military is the greatest threat to life, to the people of the fight. No other nation on earth has stolen our land, poisoned our water, and displaced our people at gunpoint. Only you. Only the United States of America. And now you ask us, a population driven into poverty as a result of your policies, our opinion on the renewal of a lease on land that you stole, that you bombed, that you poisoned, and that you refused to pay for the lease of. In honor of Rohana and White and I last night, I asked everyone in this room to stand up if you're against the renewal of this lease. Aloha Aina. Aloha Aina. Aloha Aina. Love you, Uncle Calvin. The only conversation we should be having tonight is to set the timeline for the deoccupation of Kahuku and to ensure there's a budget created to ensure that every bullet fired and every bomb exploded in this region is cleaned up. You stand here tonight as the representative of a commander-in-chief that is actively committing genocide in the world. The only important thing for you guys to do is to look in the mirror, find your values, and turn in your uniforms. And make sure that you clean up on your way home. Oni pakako. The U.S. military.
Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Hakwadash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. From these two videos, I found on Instagram, this is just the sentiment from 2 points of views, but the whole world feels this way about Babylon the Great, aka America. So this is Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17, because this earth is ruled right now by the wicked, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the basest of men, the lowest of the low, the bottom of the barrel. This is who's ruling the earth right now, and why you see it in the conditions that it's in. People complaining. Ooh. Wait, hold on. This is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And you see these people, not just in Hawaii like this video, but all over the world, the people are mourning. They want him out. They want this man out. They want this occupation to be over. This is Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So what should you gather from this? The Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, rules in this kingdom. He's a supreme ruler over everything. And he puts into place whoever's going to rule. He sets up the kings. So, in this, matter of fact, in this kingdom, the wicked, the basis of men, Esau Edom, has been set up, put into place. This is Psalm 75, and I'll start at verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So this is he puts down one king, one nation, and sets up another. Right now, the kingdom, Esau, Edom, this wicked kingdom is being put down, and the kingdom of Israel is being set up before your eyes. Starting with the preaching of this gospel. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked are in rule. Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom. And now there's wicked people among all nations, but there is one, the wicked, one nation that is known as the wicked. And this is when you look at a iconoclasm, the Renaissance art that's been covered up, destroyed, which is what iconoclasm means destruction or image destruction. This is what's happened. You know, you see the image of Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, being covered up, being made into lepers. You know, the images, the so-called dark images of Jake being covered up. You know, Jake being erased from history. Yahweh being crossed out. And this is the wicked. This is what he does. You know, he's a natural born liar. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, have indignation forever. So this is the people. These are the wicked people, the border of wickedness. Wherever they go, chaos. Like the first video, the guy was saying, hey, these people, they are the number one source of chaos in the world for order. Because everywhere they go, they're destabilizing countries, destabilizing economies, turning the world upside down, getting people drunk off their philosophies, you know, bringing that ABC nonsense, turning families against each other, everything. Just bringing chaos. Just so they can come in and take your resources. This is Genesis chapter 27, and I'll start at verse 39 because this is when Esau received his blessing from his father Isaac, and Isaac blessed him with the power of the sword, and well, I'll just read it. This is Genesis chapter 27, 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. So the best places on earth. Hawaii is one of those places. Hawaii is a very beautiful place, which I've only seen in video and pictures. But from those pictures, it has very beautiful forests, very beautiful scenery. You know, it's a very beautiful place. But what's happened since Esau Edom has been there? Their water has been poisoned. You know, the population, the native population there are homeless. You know, I remember something, they had a military base there, and that military base somehow was leaking jet fuel into the water supply. So everywhere they go, it doesn't matter. Every place they've been to, they have a story like that. But this next verse here. This is Genesis 27:40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So by thy sword thou shalt live, or shalt thou live. So by his sword, this is how he got everything. through his military, through his form of diplomacy, through his form of peace, which really isn't peace. Because this man, his tongue is a sword, his tongue is a dagger, and he'll set up a treaty with you, and then the whole time setting up that treaty, he's looking how you can get what you got. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and I'll start at verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. So this man, he has a crooked, perverse spirit. He can't do right. Anytime he tries to do good or thinks to do good, there's always something evil behind it. Something evil that comes along with it. But the just shall live by his faith. Verse 5, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. So the wine is just different philosophies. There's different philosophies. He's a proud man. It's like um, like the first guy in the video was saying that these are egotistical, these are prideful people. Neither keepeth at home. He's always in somebody else's business, always in somebody else's land, telling them what to do. Like in Africa, telling them people what to do, introducing his ABC agenda to them, telling them they can't do this, they can't do that, they have to live like this. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied. So this man is greedy. He's a glutton. And he sees you got resources, gold, whatever, and he wants that. But but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So he goes into your land, destabilizes your country, whatever, starts a war in your country, and now people have to leave their home, and then he invites them here to have them become slaves here, to have them come here to become immigrants here. And like this also, America, Babylon the Great is also known as the Great Melting Pot. Meaning all these different nations come together, and they come together as to be melted together as one to become Americans. This is a place of great confusion. And like that guy said again in the video, they're the source of chaos. Chaos is confusion. This is also known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great, which means confusion, great confusion. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now that thick clay, that's heavy debts. And that word there should be ibadiat, which means a debt. And like the man in the second video was saying, like, you want us to sign a lease with you? Basically, you want us to go into a contract with you, but you stole this land. You're making money off of this stolen land. We want our land back. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? So you're going to be a spoil to all these nations. You have many people coming over here. Even heard too much about the different nations coming across the border, the southern border anymore. But you have all these different nations coming over here, and they're not coming over here just to work. They're coming over here because they see Babylon the Great is getting weak. They're waiting for their time to set up and do their thing, what they came over here to do. In verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So this man goes and covets everything that everyone else has. Goes around stealing, robbing, killing, all of this. But he's trying to set himself up to where he can't be robbed. He goes around, stealing from everybody, but then trying to protect himself. Verse 10, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. So that's it for that. I'm going to come back to this in a moment. But this is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's hand. And this is speaking of the modern day Babylon that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So this is Babylon, America the Great, Babylon the Great, aka America, has gotten the whole earth drunk. And these nations were in a drunken stupor. And now they're waking up. They were crazy. Now they're waking up. They're angry at what's been done. They're realizing what's been done to them. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. Oh, Salaki, I just remembered. So I'm going to go back to Habakkuk chapter 2. Matter of fact, let me read this over again. Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 7, 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And so they're waking up. They got a hangover. They're angry. They realize what's happened. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So Esau, Edom, has got all these nations drunk with the different philosophies, different, ABC agenda, like I mentioned, completely turned these nations mad, upside down, completely destroyed their way of life, destroyed the family units, destabilized their country, their countries, turned everything upside down, just so we could look at their nakedness, steal their resources, take everything they got to rob them. Verse 16, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's Ba'ashem Yahushai's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So now everything's coming out about you, all the wickedness that you've done. Now you're throwing up on yourself. All the things that all the Kool-Aid you made everybody drink, now you're drinking it, and you throwing up all of yourself. Now you have this shameful spewing because everything is coming out about you. Your own people are turning on you. Your history is coming out. Everything. Hey, you're being uncovered, being made bare. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. Let me get this word for persecuted. Maradopt, H4783. And it just says persecution, but this is H7291, Radop. And it says to run after, to be behind, follow, pursue, to be chased away. And ultimately, Esau, Edom's going to be chased out of the earth. But this is, everything is coming back. All these things are pursuing you now. It also says, I think this is Ezekiel 35, it says, because thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So everything is coming back. Everything is coming back to haunt you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't run. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Because once the ICBMs fly and destroy Babylon the Great, the earth is going to be at peace. It's going to be quiet. When Yahweh returns and destroys this place in 1 hour, this place is going to be quiet. Peace, true peace. The earth is going to be reset. Verse 8, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. No more just cutting down trees to cut down trees, cutting down trees just to bury them because that supposedly saves the earth. No more of this nonsense. No more of this consumerism where you just destroying stuff to make a product and then the product only lasts like a day and you throw it out. No more plastic islands in the ocean. No more, none of this. Isaiah 14 and verse 9, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the earth, all the kings of the nations. So you're gonna meet all the previous kingdoms that had been, figuratively speaking, basically saying, hey, you're going to the grave, you're dying, you're gonna be dead. You're gonna be dead like all these previous superpowers and kingdoms that nobody really remembers anymore. And especially you, Esau, you're not even gonna be remembered, thought about, or anything. As big and bad as you thought you were, nobody's even gonna care. Nobody's gonna miss you. Nobody's gonna feel bad for you. Nothing. Nobody's gonna feel anything towards you. Verse 10, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? So you're gonna be brought down. You're gonna be brought down so low, like all these other third world countries that you fucking puffed your, turn your nose up at, puffed at. You're gonna be brought down to a third world country like in an instant. Verse 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and thy noise and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. So basically, your deathbed, you're already decomposing. Verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? And this isn't speaking of Satan. This is speaking of actual man. This is speaking of the king of Babylon. All Lucifer means is light bearer. This was the kingdom that was supposed to be the lights of the earth. But it wasn't. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? So you made the nations weak through your drink, through your philosophies. You weakened the whole earth. Verse 13, for thou said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So, you said you're going to be at the top. He did ascend into heaven. You got the space station, all that. You living in the fattest of the lands. You're at the top. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. This is that man again. And these last days he's being revealed, the son of perdition. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So hey, you're gonna be brought down to the grave. You're gonna be brought down as high up as you are. Hey, it's gonna make that fall so much more beautiful because you're gonna be as high up as you are, you being brought down so low. Verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? You're going to be so brought down so low that people are going to see you and be like, this is the man that made the earth to tremble, that made everybody scared, that walked around all proud. "Oh, I'm an American. You can't talk to me like this. I'm a white man. I have blue eyes. Get a job, you bum. Is this the man? If you don't if you don't do this, we'll bomb you. Give me your oil, nigga." Whatever. But this is the man that shook down kingdoms, that made the earth to tremble. And whenever you found out you got oil or whatever, suddenly the military shows up. That destabilized countries. This is the man. This is how low you're gonna be brought down. No technologies, no more AR, no more duck calls or whatever. No more nothing. You're just gonna be fully exposed for the worm that you are. Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of his prisoner, that opened not the house of his prisoners. So wherever you go, the border of wickedness, you're making the world a wilderness wherever you go. People have to leave their land to come here, supposedly for a better life. And it destroys the whole world. That constantly throwing Jake in prison for made up charges, framing laws so they get thrown in prison so you have free labor. How this country was built up off the backs of Jake, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. So you're going to be cast out. You're not going to have a burial like all the other kings, all the other nations. You're not going to have a burial. You're going to have a dishonorable, burial. Verse 20, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So you'll never be. Let me get this word for renown. This is H7121. Qua ra'ah says to call out, recite, to be proclaimed, famous. So to be renowned or famous, you'll never be famous or renowned or known. Yeah, you are right now, but once you go down, ain't nobody gonna remember you. Once you're gone, ain't nobody gonna remember your name. Ain't nobody gonna care. They're gonna be glad you're gone. Verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the earth with cities. So you're utterly gonna be cut off. Everybody here that isn't of the elect, that doesn't make it out of Babylon the Great, when the ICBMs and the thermonuclear destruction and Yahushua comes in his chariots, you're all going to be destroyed. And the rest of you Edomites, the other nations that are around the world, you're going to be gathered up and put into slavery. But you're never going to Esau, Edom, that you're going to be, after you serve your slavery 1,000 years, that you're going to be cut off, completely destroyed, done away with. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and have prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So, hey, you thought all these people, the UN, all these nations that you thought you were cool with, that you bullied, that you know, done all this wickedness to, you thought they were your friends. Hey, you're being deceived, and they're all gonna destroy you. Every nation is gonna fire. Every nation that has nuclear capabilities, they're all gonna fire their missiles on you. And you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know where it came from, what happened, nothing. But you got this coming because your pride isn't allowing you to see it. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So Babylon the great is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. It's going to be a desert for unclean animals. Nobody's going to dwell here. It's going to be utterly destroyed. You're not going to know the, you're not going to know what's what. You're not going to know Texas from Washington. You're not going to know New York. You're not going to know where anything was. It's not going to be recognizable. This place is going to be utterly destroyed. Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So every nation, all the kings of the earth have committed fornication, committed whoredoms with Babylon the Great. And this place is made rich, is made many people rich through through its different markets, whether it's selling people, trafficking, whether it's drugs, clothing, anything. If you want to get rich, sell it to Babylon the Great. Go make your money here, and then go back home. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. That's the elect, the Israelites, the elect of Israel. Come out of her, my people, getting beamed up into the chariots, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. So at this point, Babylon the Great's being destroyed. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to all her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. So she's going to receive a double for everything that she's done. All the wickedness and chaos, everything that the list is so long for Babylon the Great, and she's going to receive double for it. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Oh, I just read that. Salakia. Verse 7. Well, I'll read it again. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall their plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, who judgeth her. So they're burning with fire, the ICBM destruction. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. But the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So this place, Babylon the Great, this is going to be destroyed by fire, by thermonuclear fire. And the elements are going to melt up. Look up how ICBM works. Look up how hot it burns. The elements are going to melt. Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So, knowing that this day of intense heat, that nothing is going to survive here, that you need to actually be taken up and out of the atmosphere in a chariot. That's the only way to make it out. You're not going to be able to hide in a mountain, in a bunker. You're not going to be able to do anything. There's going to be nowhere to go if you're here in Babylon the Great, because this place is going to be completely destroyed. The only way out is in the chariot. So what manner of person, what kind of person should you be? Should you be like these Babylonians? Or should you try to be like one of the followers of Yahushai? Separate him from this world. Verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming day of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So, all the heavens, the actual sky being on fire, the heavens, this kingdom, this is Esau's heaven, all being on fire and dissolved, completely melted away. Verse 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So we're looking for kainos, a renewed heaven, a renewed earth. Because Jake is set to rule after this. Israel is set to rule after this. Not the small hats in Israel right now. Where it's actual true peace. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKodash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Shalom.